after a near-death experience became a turning point in my life.
Truly found your mission as a cafe barista.
I'm more of a teh person. The dream for me, right, to open my own cafe one day, to create a space for people to hold heart-to-heart dialogue and impart hope and happiness to another individual.
Hello everyone! We are back again with the 4th episode of the Way of Youth podcast. My name is Ming Xue and I'll be the host for this episode. The Way of Youth is a podcast series that celebrates the journey of our youth division members here in Singapore. Last episode, we had Dawn and Daryl who shared with us how they draw upon the Buddhist practice and achieved breakthroughs in their career as counsellors. And today we have Zheng Hao, who is here with us to share his journey as a cafe barista, a cafe owner, and how in his own little way he creates value in his community.
Hi everyone, I'm Zheng Hao.
So, thank you Zheng Hao for joining us today. Shall we kickstart the little quick introduction? How did you actually start practicing Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism?
Yes, actually I'm a fortune baby, born in a family where both parents practicing Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism. Since I was young, my mom would drag me to all the meetings. However, I began practicing seriously after a near-death experience when I was 15 years old. I felt very ill one day and developed a high fever. And with this high fever episode, the fear of death grew in me.
But it sounds very terrifying, right?
Yes, it's frightening. At that critical moment, the word Namnyo Horin Gekyo suddenly appeared in my head. So I kept chanting in my heart while fighting the high fever and discomfort. This reduced my inner fear and calmed me down with proper medications. I was able to fall asleep throughout the night. When I woke up the next day, full of sweat, and I felt so much better. Full of gratitude, I started to practice seriously from the day onwards. The episode also became a turning point in my life as I began to seek a deeper understanding in this faith.
Actually, what you just shared with me reminded me of a quote from the Gosho. I think it's called "The Good Medicine for All Ills," which states that illness give rise to the resolve to attain the way. What this means is that we can use the suffering of illness as fuel to strengthen our faith and also to develop a deeper and more expansive state of life.
Yes, throughout this year, my conviction in the faith has always empowered me in other aspects of my life, especially with my studies and career. I was a very playful child and was poor in my studies. In fact, I did really very bad for my PSLE and was almost unable to get into secondary school itself. Thankfully, I chanced upon a pastry and baking course in ITE. Back then, I was thinking pastry chef looked quite cool. So I decided to apply and was eventually offered a place in the course to pursue my further studies. So it was in ITE that I actively participate in student division meeting. That was where I have the opportunity to study SGI President Daisaku Ikeda, who we call Ikeda Sensei, the New Human Revolution novel series, as well as other books written by him. Reading the NHR has especially helped me build a connection with him, who I regard as my mentor in life. It broadened my perspective of life and the world itself.
I do really agree with you because when the training I actually received in SD, it also became one of the prime points also in my life. But I just now heard you mention pastries. Do you actually enjoy being a pastry chef?
You know what? By the time I complete my 2 years IT course in pastry, including my internship with my hotel restaurants and bakery itself, I was totally convinced that making pastry just wasn't my cup of tea.
So is that why you went from finding a cup of coffee instead of a cup of tea?
No. I did not have any link of what I want to do in the F&B industry itself. During my national service, in the police force, I actually grew to like the role of a policeman. So because firstly, I get to serve the public, and secondly, I can keep myself fit. So after my NS, I harbored the thoughts of joining the police force, but because I was so overwhelmed with a lot of uncertainty in me, I ultimately did not sign on.
So what did you do after that?
So at that point of time, there's a chance upon this quote: an entire sea of water can't sink a ship unless it gets inside the ship. Similarly, the negative of the world can't put you down unless you allow it to get inside you. Instead of dwelling on my self-doubt, I eventually made up my mind and was determined to show actual proof. So I said clear prayers and chanted to find my own mission where I could give full play to my full potential. Yeah, I shared my determination at a discussion meeting. After the meeting, a fellow leader approached me. Yeah, he shared that his friend recently opened a cafe looking for a chef. Yeah, so at that point of time, right, I felt that my prayers was answered. Yeah, so I went on for the interview and eventually got the offer itself.
Yes, this reminded me, really prayers based on the mystic law, right, would definitely be answered. So is that how you kickstart your F&B career?
Yes, the cafe I worked in was a warm and cozy cafe, but it was definitely a challenge because I have zero knowledge in cafe operation back then. I have to learn from scratch, from washing dishes to preparing food, being a barista itself. Yeah, interestingly, it was also through this job opportunity, right, that exposed me to the world of coffee and coffee making.
So would you consider yourself a coffee lover back then?
Actually, no leh. Yeah, I'm more of a teh person. I always thought that coffee was a bitter drink. Yeah, but I gotta thank the cafe owner back then for changing my perspective for coffee. Yeah, her passion for coffee, right, really planted a seed in me. That's where my passion for coffee started to grow.
So what exactly do you think like coffee is to you right now? No.
Oh, so like this coffee, you
okay.
see itself,
Like,
right? Yeah. So now, right, let's just take a look at this coffee. Look at the color, then look at the cup of coffee. So you can smell the aroma of the coffee. Yeah, you go on and smell. Yeah. Then after that, taste the coffee itself.
Okay.
So you taste the richness in it. But actually, this cup of coffee, right, you can't see the hard work behind it. And I'm not just like referring to the barista that's very cool under the aircon setting, like doing all the latte art.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the origin of where this coffee first grown and also at the same time harvest. Yeah. So I was very lucky, right, to have this opportunity to visit a few coffee farms overseas and met with many, many incredible people who inspired me. Yeah. So I can really recall that my interaction with a few farmers back then when I visited this mountain at Chiang Rai. Yeah, they are very humble people who earnestly wish was to really contribute and to provide job opportunity for the youth in their village. So what they did was to resoil all the lands into coffee farms, which the villager could then harvest generate incomes for the youth. So in the coffee industry, the farmer faced a lot of challenge from climate changes to protecting their crops against thief. At the same time, shipping also another challenge. And the list goes on and on and on. Yeah, so it just like goes to show how much the effort the farmer has to put in for a single cup of coffee. So this one cup of coffee, right, you bought with the intention of perk me up, actually brings in many, many unseen values and effort in it.
Okay. Interesting, because what you really shared with me, it's not something that we often hear about. It does make me appreciate this particular Americano or the latte that I'm drinking right now. So is that what I've been trying to do since becoming a barista for all the cafes?
Yeah, I thought it would be good, right, to share this with as many people as possible as a form of awareness and also to advocate fair trades coffee. So each time my customer, right, they order their coffee, I will take the chance, right, to initiate dialogues to share and educate them on this. Yeah, so actually since young, I have never imagined myself being the frontline service in F&B though. Having to start a conversations or engaging a dialogue with a customer or a stranger.
Funny, because you see all your antics, and all your actions just now. I cannot imagine that you'll be like so shy. So how did you change?
Yeah, so actually it was my training received in student division days, which gave me the courage, right, to really conduct dialogue with another person. Yeah, as second Soka Gakkai president, Jose Toda once shared, sincerely sharing the truth with others and expressing what's in our hearts. These are the principles that give birth to the Soka Gakkai and are the driving force of its development. Yeah, he also said, important is humanistic dialogues that foster genuine heart-to-heart communication, friendship, and understanding of different culture. Over these years, this training have also enabled me to be more courageous in reaching out to people who I have met for the first time. And these have been valuable in allowing me to connect with my customers in the cafe. I see dialogue as a bridge to forge genuine friendship and impart hope and happiness to another individual.
Do you actually remember any interesting episodes that you'd like to share, with the audience?
I once had a customer who shared that he was overwhelmed by work and family commitment. So back then, right, I was participating in a National Day Parade, NDP, and started to share my challenge of balancing my NDP commitment with both family and work. So I also took this opportunity, right, to introduce our Buddhist practice and how it allowed me to grow and develop with joy amidst the challenge. I could see his face lit up, having the spark of hope as we talked, and I sensed that he is probably curious about our Buddhist practice. Nichiren Daishonin writes, if one light a fire for others, one will brighten one's own way. I am so grateful that this job has allowed me to bring happiness through a cup of coffee and open up many, many meaningful connections and conversation with my customers.
It really sounds that you have truly found your mission as a cafe barista.
Around 3 years ago, I actually ventured into running a cafe business with a group of friends. Yeah, so starting from scratch, right, where I can say it wasn't as easy as it seemed on TV itself. Yeah, where the barista stand there, look cool, make coffee every day. Yeah, the sense of fulfillment, right, is definitely there lah. But like every business phase, we have our fair share or challenge, be it financially or manpower recruitment, and a large dose of self-sacrifice, especially the time with our loved ones. While the venture eventually ends, I must say that I have been very fortunate to meet a lot of people who supported me and believe in me. I'm currently working as an operation manager in a cafe opened by my friend, but I'm not giving up. Yeah, the dream for me, right, to open my own cafe one day in the near future, right, is still alive in me. Yeah, I really wanted to create a space for people to hold heart-to-heart dialogues and connect and mutual encourage each other. A space where I could give back to the people I serve. Yeah, and the people working hard behind the scene.
It's really quite heartwarming to hear. As I am personally quite a huge coffee drinker, and I really look forward now to drink one of your coffees, man. Yeah, so talk about giving back to society. I heard that you are involved this year for the SG60 NDP. So could you share your experience with us about it?
Yes, so actually I was given the role of chief choreographer of SGS performance segment for NDP this year. So I got to work very closely with the team to choreograph and develop the formations of our segment itself. So this is my 6th year participating in NDP under SGS. At the initial stage, right, there were a lot of mixed feelings. The feeling of excitement was always there, but at the same time, right, there was a lot of stress, knowing that the whole nation, right, will be watching us. Through prayers, I could realize the significance of my mission to be able to inspire the audience, both watching live and over TV. So our joy of being able to give our all for the performance can't be described. This NDP journey, right, also brought me even closer to our mentor, Ikeda Sensei. Yeah, as I turned 32 this year, and could feel the pressure and uncertainties in this journey. But learning how my mentor Ikeda Sensei was able to lead a large organizations of members in Soka Gakkai despite the young age of 32, I was equally determined to overcome whichever hurdles that comes and exert my all to achieve victory for our performance.
So could you share with us also, what's that one guidance or faith that from Ikeda Sensei that really has encouraged you throughout this NDP journey?
Yeah, so I share with you. When your determination changes, everything will begin to move in the direction you desire. The moment you resolve to be victorious, every nerve and fiber in your beings will immediately orientate itself towards your success. On the other hand, if you think this is never going to work out, then at the instant, every cell in your beings will be deflated and give up the fight.
Thank you so much for all your wonderful sharing about NDP, and your journey as a cafe barista. So I have one final question here for you today to wrap up this entire podcast. So as you know, Soka Gakkai International, we are celebrating our 50 year of this anniversary. So what does SGI 50 means to you?
So it was my good fortune, right, to be able to work with my adult seniors in SGS throughout this NDP experience. Inspired by their fighting spirit, I am very determined to do my utmost in my Soka activities and score victory in my life. My determination is to continue my journey of human revolution based on faith, practice, and studies. I'm also determined to take on any challenges that comes my way with a sense of purpose and win over my own inertia.
So thank you, Zheng Hao, and with that, we'll see everyone in the next episode of The Way of Youth.